I am single at 31, and that is.
Here's why I will never again go on another coffee date.
Do you ever just have like these moments in your life where you just look at your...
Hi, I would like to apply to no longer...
Welcome to The Wall. Today we'll see several women who woke up late. They hit 30 with no partner, no direction, and full of regrets. They believed in the feminist narrative, rejected the structure provided by men, and now they're facing reality. The Wall shows no mercy. Smash that like button. Help us reach our goal of 1,000 likes on this video. Drop a comment with your experience and wisdom. We always pin the best one for the community. Subscribe, and let's get started.
I am single at 31, and that is definitely not something I ever thought I would be saying. When I was younger, that I would be married with kids, I'd have my house at 31, and instead my partner of 4 years and I have decided to go separate ways. I have moved back to Sydney in with my parents, semi-treated like a 14-year-old, like they forgot that well, at least my mum has forgotten that I know how to live. And honestly, it feels embarrassing. You know, the first thing I think of is being 31 and so many of my friends are in happy relationships with kids, they're engaged, they're married, and I'm like, cool. Obviously so happy for them, but then I look at myself and I'm like, wow, I'm just not where I thought I would be. And it's certainly a hard pill to swallow, like a really, really hard pill to swallow, especially moving into my parents' house, you know. Like my room is the same as it was when I was like 18 years old. I want to find my own place, but Sydney rentals are ridiculous at the moment. And I'm like, I can't afford to spend $600 to $900 a week on rent. Plus, I also think I want to go traveling and live between like Sydney, Melbourne, LA, and London. Waiting for the part where I get excited about life and my next chapter, because that one closed and decision we made, but like, you know, I think it's the right one, and that's the thing, you never know if it is the right decision or not. I just want people to know they're not alone. You know, if you're 31 and recently single, if you're in your 30s recently single, if you're like in your like 20s and recently single, like, I'm right there with you. I feel you. And you know what? Let's share this journey together, because I need an outlet. Otherwise, I will probably just go insane. So, single and 31. Here we go.
Brothers, The Wall shows no mercy. In one of his famous videos, Kevin Samuels told a woman who had left her long-term partner because she thought she deserved something better. He responded clearly, "You walked away from your potential husband, the man who was ready to marry you, the one who could give you a family. Both of you were average people, but you chose to leave." After 4 years in that relationship, at 31, she's starting over like a teenager. I won't say exactly why it ended, but chances are it was her decision. And now, it looks like she's in for a long time facing the wall. But take a look at the next woman who refuses to go on coffee dates.
Here's why I will never again go on another coffee date. Someone recently asked me out on a coffee date, and I thought about it, and my immediate response that popped into my head was no. And here's why. As a girl, to get ready, it's very, very expensive to actually get ready and look presentable for a date. If you take into consideration the hair products, the makeup products, the skincare products, the outfit, if you're Ubering, if you're driving, the gas to get there. So you're spending all this money on yourself to walk out the door to show up to a date that's literally worth at maximum $15 to $20. My full face of makeup, because I go to Sephora, quite literally costs more than it is for this person, whoever it would be, to take me on a date. And also what that says to me is that this person does not want to put actual effort into taking me out on a real date. And I'm not saying that this needs to be an extravagant dinner or an extravagant date. I'm not saying it has to be super expensive. But what I do expect is effort and a plan in place. And if I don't even have that, then I'm not going. And if I really want Starbucks, I'll just Uber Eats it to my house.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Now the man not only has to pay just to see her, he also has to cover whatever she consumes. A coffee date has several advantages. It's inexpensive, you can manage your time if things don't go well, and you can leave without a problem if there's no chemistry. Plus, the whole point of a date is to talk and get to know the person, not to fund her lifestyle. But no, these women want to be taken to five-star restaurants they'd never go to with their own money. They show up just to take pictures for Instagram, where everything appears except you, trying to sell their image and take advantage of a simp they're not even interested in, leaving him stuck with the bill. Brothers, don't be anyone's free meal. If she doesn't want a coffee, she's not interested in you. Let her hit the wall head-on, like the next girl in the upcoming video.
Women.
Do you ever just have like these moments in your life where you just look at yourself and you're like, what am I doing? Like, I'm literally nearly 32 and I'm currently living back at home at my parents' house. I'm in my childhood bedroom. I met like a friend today, and I've met a few friends since I've been back in my hometown who have all had babies, and like they're not even babies anymore, they're like toddlers, and they have like these lives. And I'm just like, what happened? Like, I moved abroad and it was amazing, and definitely took a career gap and stuff, and I'm just on such a different path that I ever thought I would be on. It's not necessarily a bad thing, because I definitely think I'll look back one day and be like, thank God I travelled, but like, as if I'm lying in my childhood bed right now at 31, single, in my parents' house. Like, what?
You know what's ironic about all this? If it were a man in her position, society would see him as a loser. A 31-year-old man, not working, still living at his parents' house, playing video games, they'd tear him apart. But this woman is doing exactly the same thing. They keep repeating that a single woman is free and fulfilled, but reality hits differently when the wall shows up. And the clearest thing here is that there's no plan, no direction, and in the end, they always expect someone else, usually a man, to come fix what they never built for themselves. The feminist narrative doesn't prepare anyone for this, and time waits for no one, just like the wall, because the wall shows no mercy.
Hi, I would like to apply to no longer be a strong, independent woman. Yeah, I quit. I don't get a trophy. I don't get to collect go and pass $200. And honestly, it sucks. Yeah, let's see what we can do about that. Look, I have been on my own for a while now. So I believe that I have passed the test. I appreciate myself. I love myself. I respect myself. I understand what it takes to have, this balanced life. But I really just am so over being a strong, independent woman. I actually kind of hate it now. I hate it. Well, if you opt out of being a strong, independent woman, you're going to stop attracting people who want low commitment, emotional intimacy from you. I don't know. Being a strong, independent woman's a good thing. You don't want to be some trad wife or something, do you? Look, that's an extreme on the opposite side of the spectrum. There's got to be some kind of balance here, right? It's like life is better when there's that, is it called interdependence or something? Independence, where you recognize that you are the creme brulee and you're good on your own, but creme brulee also tastes really great with strawberries too. But creme brulee is still good on its own and strawberries are still good on its own. But, you also realize that, hey, this would actually be so great to share these experiences with, because at some point it's like, what's the point, right? Yeah, no one cares. Anyways, thanks for the sob story. We're going to send you some more people who are probably not emotionally ready for a relationship, but they're going to look to you to be that guiding light. Isn't that great? Great.
The feminist narrative promises them freedom, but it doesn't like accountability. They keep repeating that men oppress, when in reality, thousands of them survive thanks to the structure a man provides. A woman earning minimum wage can barely cover rent and keep the fridge stocked. When a man shows up with a home and stability, her life changes overnight. That's not oppression, that's a lifeline. The problem is, they never acknowledge it. They talk about unpaid labor, as if building a family weren't a shared investment, all while enjoying every benefit a man pays for through years of sacrifice. Before him, life meant a miserable paycheck, debt, and the constant fear of ending up back at their parents' house. After him, a stable roof over their head, security, and options. What bothers them isn't the reality. It's that the feminist narrative hides it. Because accepting the truth would mean admitting that without a man's structure, many would sink. Just look at the pattern. Every time a woman gets the house after a divorce, 3 to 5 years later, she loses it. Coincidence? I don't think so.
So I'm 30 and single, and the number one question I get asked is, why are you still single? And I've been trying to figure out the reason, like I'm trying to put it into words as to why I'm so picky, I guess, quote unquote picky. And it's like, it's not that I haven't been on dates or it's not that I haven't had boyfriends before, but it's more so that I just haven't been wowed. You know, I don't know. It's not the whole like, oh, you shouldn't feel butterflies in your stomach. You shouldn't feel infatuated. Like, I know, I know, I know. But I don't know if anyone feels this way where you go on dates and you're not like, wow, that was amazing. I don't know. Am I wrong?
The problem isn't the butterflies in your stomach. The problem is the unrealistic expectation. They want a movie-like romance on the very first date, but real life doesn't work that way. True connections are built, not improvised over a 2-hour dinner. Yes, the man leads and the woman chooses, but if she's stuck chasing the fantasy of an instant spark, she ends up sabotaging any real possibility. As long as she keeps waiting for everything to happen magically, she'll keep piling up years and failed dates. Because real connection doesn't come from chasing feelings. It comes from investing time in a man.
I'm 30, flirty, and thriving, and I've never had a boyfriend. It's been super okay with it. Like, of course, I'm looking for someone, and I'm like taking it a little more serious now, being more intentional. I've always felt like this sense of calm. I will find my person. Like, my life has always worked out in my favor. Like, why would this not work out in my favor? Super aware that our life can change in any instant. I'm putting myself out there. I'm putting the energy out there. I'm working on my eye contact, going to places. My point is that I'm fully aware that like I could like be like, super single tonight, and tomorrow I could be at the grocery store and I run into someone and my life changes forever and I fall in love. I don't really panic about like finding my person. I think I'm starting to panic about like when. It really hit me because I have a friend group that we're four best friends since like our childhood. I'm the last single one. Like literally like we're all in different eras of our life. The thing that makes me a little like, oh, hurry up and find a man and be a little more intentional and a little more out there is the fact that this friend group, she is the last one that's having her wedding and the next one would be me. I want my significant other to be at these events. Like that person to be able to meet my friends, that scenario, like watch them get married because I've seen their significant others go to the weddings of group and how much you learn from the person. And I think it's just something super special when you're able to go to your friends' weddings and you take your significant other. It really like opens up like, this is my world. So weddings for me are like the one place where I get to see my friends and family because I live in LA far away from home. Even if I meet my significant other in LA, like they never be exposed to my friends and family from back home unless it's like at a wedding or like they intentionally go back to my hometown. I'm manifesting finding my man's before this next wedding of this friend group because I would really want the person to go. Of course, I make plans, God laughs, yo hago planes y Dios se ríe.
The panic isn't about being single. It's about what comes after. Being the last one in the group, the extra at dinner, the one everyone looks at with pity. Friends start living married lives. Plans revolve around couples and kids. And that's when the single woman becomes the third wheel. That kind of loneliness doesn't hit in your 20s, but in your 30s, it hits hard. And the cruelest part? It's not men who isolate her. It's her own friends. Among women, there's no mercy. The attractive single woman becomes a threat, and little by little, they push her out. A woman's worst enemy is often another woman. If she wants to stop playing games and start looking for a man, I hope she moves, because she's at the wall, and the wall shows no mercy. We've reached the end of the video, but before we go, the questions are for you. What do you think about the 32-year-old woman still living with her parents? What's your opinion on women who refuse to go on coffee dates? If you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. Your support means the world to us and motivates us to create more content. Stay tuned for the next exciting video from the wall.